Hi guys, this is Jackie from techjackie.com and welcome to another video on SEO. In today's video, I'll go through each and everything you need to know about Google Bert's update, and as a blogger or business owners, should you be worried about this particular update or not. On the 25th of October this year, 2019, Google announced the release of what they call as one of their biggest update in the past 5 years, called as Google Bert update. In fact, Google also called this as one of the biggest leaps in the history of search, which, by the way, I'll tell you by the end of this video that it isn't that Google was the one who pushed this out before. In fact, there was another search engines which has actually done this before but never really announced it, right? So I'll just keep it as a secret for now, and make sure you watch till the end of the video to know what is the other search engines which has actually implemented this particular model before Google did, right? So BERT, which stands for Bidirectional Encoder Representations from Transformers, is a neural network based technique for natural language processing pre-training, right? So it's essentially, like a neural network, right, which used to, like, kind of something like a machine learning, which used to, um, understands, right, what the context is all about, by training, right. This basically exists in the the machine learning and AI stuff, right, which basically you don't really need to know what it's actually all about. In plain English, it can be used to help Google better discern or understand the context of words in the search queries, right. So basically how BERT works is, um, before, right, when Google or any like neural network or machine learning needs to understand a word, it has to understand from only either left to right or right to left, right. So for example, from this particular sentence, right, the machine will start reading from either left to right or right to left, just one direction. But now with the BERT model, the machine will be able to, go from left to right and right to left, right, at the same time, to better understand what the context is all about, right. So in one of their presentations, Google has demonstrated how BERT can increase the quality of the search, right. So let me just show you what that with the example on the article here, right. So um, as you can see, right, as an example of the context and BERT, the phrase, right, that they showed was how to catch a cow fishing, right. In New England, the word cow in the context of fishing means a large striped bass, right. A striped bass is a popular saltwater game fish that millions of anglers fish for the Atlantic coast, right. So the earlier this month, if you do a particular search for this this phrase, right, what you get in return in the SERP are basically going to be all the related search to livestock and to cows, right? Because Google doesn't understand what it actually means here, because you see, like, when they have to process, they have to process only from left to right, right? So they'll encounter the word cow first, right? And by seeing this, right, they will neglect the weight, right, of the word fishing here. But now, after the the rollout of the BERT update, now Google can go from left to right and right to left, and can basically understand, right, that fishing also in this particular sentence has some important weight, right. And if you now do the search for this particular phrase, you get the right results, right. So this basically what they have shown, how the BERT is gonna improve the search experience, right. But and that's pretty much all for it, right, what you need to know about BERT. Now the questions remains, are bloggers and business owners like you and me need to worry about this particular update or not? Well, the answer is a big no, right, a big no. Because you see, this particular BERT model is used to better understand what the context is all about, right, what the users are actually looking for. It's not gonna make any changes in the ranking or anything of that sort, right. In fact, BERT will be applied more to much more complicated queries, right. Like in this case, this is not a general query that people would type in, right, but rather it is used just in in New England, right. So it would be applied to a very, like, long form conversational type queries, right? Basically, it will be much seen in the voice search, right? In that case, and it also has nothing to do with the rankings or whatsoever. It's just the way how Google interprets or understand the content, right? So suppose if you have an article which which demonstrate the answer to this particular queries, for example, and earlier, right, you would be outranked by an article which talks about cow, right? Now it is your chance not to rank higher, because now Google can understand that your content is actually talking about this particular phrase. So instead of ranking any article which relates to cow, right, they will rank you higher. It's just the way of how Google's going to reward content which actually serves the right, as with regards to the phrase or the queries that users make, right? So there's not going to be any change in the ranking or whatsoever. If it's going to be, it's just going to be for a better experience. That's it. So you really don't need to worry about this, right? No need to go ahead and re-optimize your content or write what people used to say, like write for Bert or how to write for Bert. No need to do everything of that sort. Just do whatever you're doing with your content, right? There's not going to be any effect with regards to the Bert update. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, right, that Google actually considered this as one of their biggest leaps in the search history. But for many of you who haven't known this, Bing has actually been applying BERT since April, right? And in fact, right now BERT model is currently being applied to just the 10% of all the queries on only in the US, right? Whereas for Bing, they have been applying BERT since April worldwide, right? For all types of queries. As you can see here, the natural language processing capabilities are now applied to all Bing queries globally, right? Whereas BERT is currently only being applied to the US country, English language US, right? So there's a very surprise thing, right, which I actually came to know later on as well, that Bing has been, silently implementing the BERT model into their algorithm, right? Because you see, BERT is not something which only Google owns. It's actually an open source, right, neural network technique, right, which is being used for. Actually, it was released in about 2018, and it was open source from that back then, right? It was initially used for just machine learning and stuff, and now it's just being implemented into the search, right, to better understand what the queries or what the phrases are all about, and that's it. So that's all for the video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And if you want me to make any videos or discuss about on any topic with regards to SEO, make sure you comment down in the comment section as well, right? And that's all for it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.